Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. You're welcome to class. You're welcome. You're welcome to account class. Jam prep once again. You're welcome to class. You're welcome to class. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we doing? If you are there, kindly drop a comment. Let me see you. Let me take note of the fact that you are there. We have quite a number of things to cover, so let us start our class on time. So if you are there, good evening, good evening. Good evening. Tell your friends to join the class, join the class, join the class. And by the way, our Padlet link is up again. I've posted it in the comment section, so do well to go there. Good evening, how are you doing? Welcome to class. Good evening, welcome to class. So the Padlet, I've posted the Padlet link once again so that you can go there and see topics and see questions. We have a full text question there. I don't know the number of people that have done it. I also posted a practice question there that we'll talk about, we'll do today. Good evening. Is there anyone there? I know you guys are there. Why are you guys not responding? Me, good evening. How are you doing? Have you attempted the question on Padlet? Have you attempted the test on Padlet? I know that immediately I sent it that day, you guys were around, but it was only one person that attempted it that day. Have you attempted it? Why is that? Why have you not attempted it, Kumi? Why have you not attempted it? Why have you not attempted it? You didn't check. For what? Yeah, go and check now. This is the link. I'm giving you 1 minute. Go and check it. This is the link. I posted the link. You see the link is the one I posted first. Yeah, click on it and let me see what you have. If you open it, you should have something like this. You see it on the screen. If you click on the link, you see the question there. So you see account first test. That account first test, that's it. So this is the question here. Just click on it. I'll show you what happens if you click on it. So I've clicked on it. This is the question. And then you just answer it. It's like a quiz. So please, immediately after this class, go there, click on it and do it. Do you understand that? Do you understand? So go and click on the link. Click on the link, you will see it. Immediately after the class, attempt it. Do you understand? Are we together, Kumi? Alright, is Ewa here? Good evening, Ewa. How are you doing? Balikis, Kumi, Balikis, Ewa. Who else? Thank you. Rafiat, yes. Is it Rafiat? Yes, Rafiat. I'm trying to remember. Those are the people that I used to see very well in my class. But you guys are even changing it. Today I will see Ewa. Today I will not see her. I'll probably still see another person today. In our last class, I saw Monday. Yeah, I saw Monday. I saw Rafiat. Kumi was around too. So that's it. Oh. Right, so let's continue our class for today because of our time. As I mentioned, immediately after the class, click on the Padlet link and then enter that question. And even as we are even in this class, we are going to use the Padlet. So you should click on it and be ready. Because I'm going to drop a question there where you have to drop your answer directly on that Padlet. You will not even have to send your answer to me here. Do you understand that? If you want to send it here, well, I might still allow you, but I would prefer that you upload your answer on Padlet. So the question is already on Padlet. But before we go there, in our previous lecture we talked about control accounts, and I told you guys that we would solve a question on control account today before we move on to our next topic. All right, so that's what we are about to do today. So I've explained everything about control account. If you need any more explanation, of course, you can go back and watch the videos if you're not in class to get it. So I'll just solve one question and then we'll move on to what we have for today. Is that fine? So this is the question here. You have extracts from the books of JKO Limited shows the following balances for the month of June 2022. So Kumi, have you checked it now? Have you checked it now? Let me know. Kumi, hello, are you there? Have you checked it? Have you seen the question now? All right. So please, immediately after the class, do well to attempt it. It's actually going to help you. Is that fine? All right. So, extract from the book of JKO Limited shows the following balances for the month of June 2022. All right. So this is what we want to talk about. We'll just solve this question, then move on to our next topic. So we have sales ledger balance. You know that that's the opening balance um, of your sales ledger control account. So we said sales ledger balance as at the beginning 4,702, purchase ledger balance and so on and so forth. Now you see this one, it says sales journal balances, then purchase journal balances at the end of the month. Now don't forget another name for your sales journal is your sales day book. And where do you record your sales, your credit sales journal, and your credit purchases is in where? Is in which account, which journal, which day book? The purchases journal. So whenever you see sales journal balance, you know that the same thing that they are trying to tell you is what? Credit sales. Whenever I see purchases journal balance, know that what they are trying to tell you is what? Credit purchases. Do you understand that? So we are required to prepare the sales and purchases ledger control account as at July 1, 2022. So let's do that. So let's start with sales ledger control account. We have debit here, sales ledger control account as at June 30, 2022. Credit. Hey. All right, of course, we know that our opening balance is going to be on the debit side. Don't forget, another name for your sales ledger control account is your what? Your trade debtors, your total debtors control account or trade receivables control account. So let's start. We have balance brought down. You can call it balance brought forward too. All right, our balance brought forward is here. Sales ledger balance, you see 4,702. 4,702. Can you see that? All right, then our purchases ledger balance, we don't need that here. All right, we'll use it when we want to pay our purchase ledger control account. So let's come here. What other thing? We have credit sales. Don't forget, we said the rule is that anything that is increasing your debt should come to the debit side, while anything that is reducing debt should go to credit side. And credit sales, is it increasing debt or reducing debt? Increasing debt, so it has to come to the debit side. So we come here, we say credit sales. How much is credit sales? We have 37,437. 37,437. Is that fine? All right. Then we have returns inwards. Is return inwards increasing debt or reducing debt? It's reducing debt, of course. So come here. Returns inwards. How much is returns inwards? 910 naira. So put it on credit side. 910 naira. All right. So let's move on. What's the next thing? We have received from customers. All right, don't forget I omitted returns out of because it's not coming here. Receive from customers, that's cash received from customers. When you receive cash from customers, is your debt increasing or reducing? Of course, it is reducing. All right, so you have to put it on the credit side. Wait. No, class start. Hello, Kumi, are you still there? Are you guys still there? So receive from customer. When you receive cash from customers, what happens? Is your debt increasing or reducing? Of course, their debt is reducing now. So you have to credit it. So you say cash received from customers. Cash received from customers, how much? 38,529. You guys are welcome back. Oh. So that you guys are going out and coming in. But you're welcome back. Ewa, is that you? Then discount allowed. Discount allowed will reduce debt. So it's coming here. Discount allowed. If you check your note, you will see the format that I gave you that I already explained in our last lecture. That's 1,345. 1,345. What else? We have bad debt. Bad debt is coming here. That's irrecoverable debt. Bad debt is how much? 115 naira. So you come here 115. Alright, what else? We have set off. Now you have your sales ledger set off and your purchases ledger set off. Alright. Now your sales ledger set off, don't forget your set off will affect both your sales ledger control account and your purchases ledger control account, which means both sales ledger control account will your sales ledger control account will affect the two accounts. Your sales ledger set off will affect the two accounts and your purchases ledger set off will also affect the two accounts. So the question is how? So your sales ledger set off is going to reduce sales, is going to reduce debt, while your purchase ledger set off is also going to reduce what? Debt. Do you understand that? So the effect of that is that, I hope you guys are still with me. So the effect of that is that this sales ledger set off of 209 is going to come here. So you say set off 209, but because it has to affect sales ledger control account and purchase ledger control account, this amount will also be debited to our purchases ledger control account. Do you understand that? All right. So in the same way, your purchase ledger set off of 110 here will increase sales ledger control account. It will be the opposite. So it has to come here. You say set off again, then 110. Then on June 2022, it was discovered that a supplier was paid twice in error for 157. Now, this one does not affect your sales ledger control account because it's dealing with suppliers. While your sales ledger control account is talking about your relationship with what? With customers. All right. So let's close this account. Let's balance it. Your debit side most times is going to be greater than your credit side. So let's see, 4702 plus 37437 plus 110. That gives us 42,249. So let's add credit side 910 plus 38,529 plus 1345 plus 115 plus 209. That gives us 41,108. So you see that that's lower. So we have to get a balance carried down here. The balance brought down here. So the balance carried down is a debit balance because your debit side is greater than the credit side. So you say 42249 minus 41108. All right. So that gives you 1,141. So your balance carried down is 1,141. Then your balance brought down is still 1,141. Do we understand that? Any question? Any question? Any question? No question. All right. So let's move on. Purchase ledger control account. So for purchases ledger control account, it's still the same thing. You just know that we have to change certain things. But I was asking as we were doing it now, do you understand? The thing about those things is you have to understand it line by line. That's why I was explaining line by line. I was asking, do you get? So do you want me to explain it from the beginning again now? That's why I want you guys to be responding to me on time. Once I say, do you understand? Tell me no, so that we'll go back. It's not that when we are now done, you now say I should re-explain everything. Do you understand that? So please, next time, say it. Let me explain. Once I explain one line, I ask you, do you understand? You respond. Let me know that you don't understand that line. Because accounting is understanding lines. You have to understand it line by line. Once you understand it line by line, you understand it as a whole. Do you understand that? So this is it. We are preparing sales ledger control account. If you check your notes, if you wrote notes in our last lecture, or if you have watched the recording, the video of it, you will see that I gave you guys a format and I explained that format. Now I said in this question, for sales ledger control account, another name for sales ledger control account is total debtors control account. You might know it with this name, or trade receivables control account. Is that fine? So because it deals with debtor, we said anything that is increasing the debt of your debtors, the indebtedness of the debtor has to be debited, and anything that is increasing, that is reducing it, has to be what? Has to be credited. Do you understand that? Anything reducing debtor, the debt of the debtors will be what? Will be debited. Anything increasing the debt of your debtors will be debited. But anything reducing it will be what? Will be credited. Don't forget, I wrote the rule, I even pasted the rule on Padlet. You see, this is the rule here. I said rules of sales ledger control account. We said anything that increases debt will be debited to the sales ledger control account. For example, credit sales. And anything that reduces debt will be credited to the sales ledger control account. For example, cash received from customers. Do you understand that? So then for purchase ledger control account, we said anything that is increasing debt, that is increasing your own debt to your supplier, will be credited to the purchases ledger control account. For example, credit purchases. While anything that is reducing your own indebtedness to your supplier will be debited to the purchases ledger control account. So it is that same that is the what's it called? The idea that we are using when we got here. Do you understand that? So that's why we say we now began to pick it one by one. Of course, your opening balance will be balance brought forward. That one will be there on the debit side. Your sales ledger control account is a debit balance account. So your balance brought forward is on the debit side. Is that fine? So now you are saying that you have sales journal. I now explain that this sales journal is the same thing as sales daybook. And what do you record in your sales daybook? Credit sales. All right. So this is credit sales. So your credit sales, is it increasing debt or reducing it? It's increasing it. So you have to debit it. 37,437, 37,437. Come here and put it on the debit side. Then we moved from there, we moved to returns inward. I said returns inward. The question is it going to, just ask yourself this question, this item, is it going to increase the debt of our customers? I mean, do you understand? Is it going to increase the amount that they are owing us, or it will reduce it? Returns inwards, when they return goods to you, the amount that they owe you has reduced by the value of the goods that they return to you. So it is reducing them. So you have to put it on credit side. Cash received from customers too. This is it. 38,529 is also coming to credit side because it's reducing their indebtedness. They are paying us. Next one, discount allowed. When we give them a discount, we are saying that don't pay up to the amount that you are normally supposed to pay. Do you understand that? So that's reducing. So it also comes to the credit side. Bad debt the same way. Bad debt is saying that you have identified certain people that can no longer pay their debt. So overall, debt is reducing because now you have to write off that debt to the profit or loss as an expense. So credit is 115. Then I explained contra entries the other time. I said it happens when you have a customer that is also a supplier. Maybe you sold goods to somebody and the person also bought goods from you. So you guys are owing each other. You can what? You can set it off. Do you understand that? So sales, they gave us sales ledger set off. You put it, I said sales ledger set off will be on the credit side. It will reduce your debt. Kumi, what's your question? You see, because this thing is text, what's the opposite of debt? Ah, you guys just finished English class, so you should have asked from your English tutor. Opposite of debt. I don't even know what to say. I don't. Opposite of debt. as an English word, opposite of debt. Ah, that one is English oh, that one is not. But why are you asking opposite of debt? How does it? So why are you asking opposite of debt? Like how does it relate? Like what's coming to your mind? When you say debt, debt basically means money that like somebody owes you. So the thing about debt is they can be owing you or you can be owing another person. So when we are talking about total debtors now, it means that people are owing us. But when we are talking about creditors, it means that people we are owing people. So maybe you can say the opposite of debt is credit, something like that. Because you can borrow somebody money, we say the person is indebted to you. You can also take credit from somebody. The person that gives the debt, you guys are not understanding what debt is oh. The thing about debt is that it is, how do I even explain it to you now? Debt basically means owing. This is it. So you can say the opposite of debt is credit. Because if I borrow you money, now if you go somewhere and you say you want to go and you went to borrow money, they will say we will say that you from your own end you will say that you have incurred debt. You took debt. These people, the people that are borrowing money, they will say they have made credit. That means they lent somebody money. So you can say that the opposite of debt is credit. But I don't want to say it directly so that you not get confused. That is it debit and credit? No. But when I owe you money, it's debt to me. But when you owe me money, it's like credit to me. That's why if when you owe somebody money, you call that person creditor. But when somebody owes you money, you call that person debtor. Do you understand it? Kumi, if I lend you 5,000 naira now, I am a creditor and you are the debtor. So you have taken a debt, me, I have taken a credit. I've given a credit rather. So just like saying I sold goods to you on credit. Once I sell goods to you on credit, me, I have credit. You have debt. Do you understand it? Do you understand? Kumi, are you there? Do you understand? You understand? All right, that's good. So, do you also understand my explanation for this one? So that I can move on to, do you understand sales ledger control account now? So that I can draw up our purchase ledger control account. We have another topic. This is not the topic for today. I've explained it last week. I just wanted to solve, we did not have time to solve question. I just said I should solve question in this class. Okay, that's good to hear. So since you understand that, now let's do our purchases ledger control account. So of course the first thing is going to be balance brought forward, and this, since this one is the creditor's account, all right, so it is going to be what? Balance brought forward is going to be here. So purchase ledger control account balance, you see it, purchase ledger balance is 2,757. So come here, 2,757. All right. Please, if you don't understand, as I mentioned, just call my attention on time so that I will come back to it. So purchases journal balance, I explained that's credit purchases. Don't forget the rule. If it is, I will display it again. Rules of purchases ledger control account. If it is increasing our indebtedness, you credit it to the purchase ledger control account. But if it is reducing our own indebtedness to outsider, then you debit it. Is that fine? So we come back here. Returns inwards, we don't return inward does not, we don't need it here. That one is for sales ledger. We have used it in sales ledger. But returns outwards is needed here. So returns outward means that somebody bought goods from you. Sorry, you bought goods from your supplier on credit, then you now returned it. So when you return it, is your indebtedness going to increase or reduce? Of course, it's going to increase. If I bought goods of 5,000 naira to you from you on credit and I've not paid, and then um I now returned goods worth 2,000 naira. It means that if I was supposed to give you 5,000 naira before, because I have returned goods worth 2,000, then the amount I'm supposed to give you is now what? Is now 3,000. So returns outward will reduce it. So we put it on debit side. So you come here, you say, returns outwards. How come I did not write credit purchases? Where did I write it? Ah, credit purchases is the first thing, is increasing your debt 40,800. So come here, credit credit purchases. Please, we are trying all our best, all we can do to ensure that you guys pass your exams. And you don't just pass, you pass with in flying colors. That's why you have this Padlet link. So you see all of the things that are there. And I've not even posted things there. There are still a lot of things, a lot of questions I will post there. And it's also there so that you can also reach out to me. If you post on this Padlet now, this is the Padlet. If you post on it, if you come here and you click on it and you post any question there, I'll be able to see it. So you can ask me questions even when we are not in live class. So over the weekend, you can drop a question there and then I will see it. I'll be able to respond to you directly on that same Padlet. So we will practice how to use it now. All right. Kumi, I want you to go click on that Padlet link and I want you to go and upload a question there. Upload anything. Click on the plus button, send something, and I must see it from my end. I want you to do that now so that we can continue our class. It's very, 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 very important. Do you get that? I'm waiting for you. If there's any issue, let me know. Kumi, are you with me? Ah. I said click on the Padlet link that I sent and come and upload something there. Upload anything, ask a question or something. I want to show you how to use it. I'm saying that you can ask me questions anytime, even when we are not in live class. Over the weekend, you can have a question that you are solving and you are not getting. Drop it there. Maybe they taught you something in school and you don't really understand it. Drop it there. And then I'm going to explain it to you. It's something you can access with your phone. This is my phone, and I'm accessing Padlet on it. Just click on the link. It's as simple as that. You see, you can see the Padlet is there. Or just reply to any post that I made here. All right, I've seen your you added a comment. All right, so that's it. So it has shown here. I've seen that you sent a message. You sent hello, sir. So the same way you can send this hello. It's also the same way you can send what you can send questions to me. Do you understand? You can send questions. Maybe you are reading something and then you don't really understand. You know, you commented on this post. You can click on the plus sign, and then the plus sign should be at the lower, at the bottom level, bottom side of your phone screen. Just go there, click on it, and then you can upload a question for me. You can upload an image, anything that you want me to solve. Do you understand that? So that's that about that. Please, let's maximize all this opportunity that you have. You must score 100. You must score 98 in JAMB by fire by force. So give JAMB 2. Let them go and use 2. But you must score 98 by fire by force. All right. So let's continue this class then. All right. So receipt from where are we? Returns outwards. The 749. Have I recorded that? So no. Coming here. 749. Then receipt from customer, no, not going to here, not going here. We have used it. Then we have payment to suppliers. If we are owing our suppliers and then we make payment to them, our debt will reduce, abi. So debit or credit, of course, according to the rule that I explained to you guys, to be on the debit side. So you come here, you say payment to suppliers is reducing our debt. It's reducing the amount of money that we owe to our suppliers. That's 35,415. So write it here. 35,415. All right. Now the next one is discount received. All right. So it works the same way with discount allowed. If you owe somebody money, they can decide to cut an amount from it. So instead of paying, they can say we give you 10% discount. So that discount is reducing the amount that you are supposed to pay. So it will be on the debit side. So discount received 746. Come here. Discount received 746. The irrecoverable debt, we don't need that. Then we have sales ledger set off. All right, don't forget, for set off is not hard. Just come here. The set off that is on the credit side in sales ledger, come and put it in the debit side in purchase ledger. And the one that is on debit side in sales ledger, go and put it on the credit side of purchase ledger. It is just what? It is just double entry. So come here, we have set off 209 here on the credit side. So come to the debit side here, say set off 209. Then here to set off, how much is it? 110. 110. Then let's balance it. For purchase ledger control account, it will always have, it will mostly have most times it will have a credit balance. So it means that your credit side will be greater than your debit side. So our credit side is 2757 plus 40,800 plus 110. That gives us 43,667. 43,667. 43,667. So we are going to have a balance carried down here and a balance brought down here. All right, so 749, we are adding debit side now, plus 35,415 plus 746 plus 209 equals to 37,119. All right, so 436 43667 minus 37,119. What does that give you? 6548. Wait, we are not done. No. There's one line that I said we are not using for sales ledger control account. We are going to use it in purchase ledger. On June 30, 2022, it was discovered that a supplier was paid twice in error for 157 naira. It was discovered that a supplier was paid twice in error. What happened was that we bought goods from a supplier on credit. Then we paid the supplier 157 naira, but we made that payment twice. So just assume that you went to buy something from your roadside shop and then you wanted to make transfer. So at the first time, the transfer did not go. It did not go through. You're like, this money did not go through. You now decided to do it again. At the end of the day, you now notice that that money went twice. What will happen? They have to what? They have to refund you. So they said the amount was refunded on that same date. Do you understand that? So the amount was refunded on that same date. So this is the way it works. That 157 is part of this payment to suppliers. So we are saying that this payment to suppliers is too much. Do you understand that? Because we paid 157 twice and they have returned it to us. So we have to remove the second 157 that we paid. And to remove money from debit side, then you put that figure on what? On the credit side to counter it. So you just come here, you say cash refund. Cash refund is how much? 157. So that will make this to be 37,276. The addition of the credit side is 37,276. So 43,667 minus 37,000, that gives us coming. Let me recalculate this. Oh, sorry, that's a mistake. The one that is changing is not this one. So it is this figure that is wrong. So we have to recalculate it. So 2757 plus 40,800 plus 110 plus 157, that's 43,824. 43,824. 43,824. I hope you are together. 749 plus 35415 plus 746 plus 209, that's 37,119. So 43,824 minus 37,119, that gives us 6,705. So our balance carried down is 6,705. Then we come here, we say 6,700. Yeah, and there you have it. Sales ledger control account and purchases ledger control account. So any question, that's the question that I promised I was going to solve in this class. So we can move to our topic for the day. Any question before we move on? Any question, can I proceed? Kumi, are you still there? Do you understand? Should I proceed? I need your response now. Are you guys there?
I won't swallow this thing. Like, you can.
Alright then, since you guys have decided not to respond anymore, because I don't know what's going on. Kumi, I'm saying, do you understand? Do you want me to explain anything again? You are not saying anything. I want to be sure that you guys understand it before I move on to another, to the next thing that we are to today's topic. And our time is fast spent.
Move.
Right then, so that's fine. Let's move on to our next topic. So our next topic is accounting ratios. Accounting ratio. So Kumi, if you are asked to explain what accounting ratio is, what would be your answer? What are ratios? What are accounting ratio? Let's assume that somebody just met you on the road and you're like, "Ah, I'm an accounting student too." And like, oh wow, can you explain what accounting ratio is? What would be your response? What are accounting ratios? Are we together? What are accounting ratios? What are accounting ratios? You are not sure. And just say something now. I just want to see what you know. So just test your knowledge. Just think about it. What do you think accounting ratios are? Clip that. So I'm still waiting. Oh. Showing difference in percentage of a value. That's a lot. All right. Yes, you are on track. You are on track. All right. So now ratios is just whenever you hear ratio, without even the accounting at the end, just know that you are trying to measure something called relationship between one item or figure and another. So whenever you hear ratio, one thing that should come to your mind is we are talking about percentage. So we are talking about relationship, all right, That is how a particular item relates with another one. Do you understand that? So when you are talking about accounting ratio, so you see in the introduction, ratio is one number expressed in terms of another. All right, so Balikis, you have been on this. You are welcome. Oh. Look at the time. Why are you just coming? And also, Balikis, you have not attempted the question. Good evening. Why are you just coming? You have not attempted the question I posted on Padlet. The link is up. Oh. So this is it. This is the question here. So go there and attempt it immediately after this class. Do you understand that? Uh-huh. I've posted the link. If you swipe up in the comment section, you see the link. It's the first thing that I posted today. All right. So we say ratio is one number expressed in terms of another. All right. So if I say 1/2, that's a ratio. No matter how small it looks. 3/5. I'm looking at the relationship that exists between these two numbers. Do you understand that? So it is used to measure the relationship between two or more figures. That's accounting ratio. So Balikis said accounting ratio are quantitative tool used to analyze. Don't worry, you don't see it. I'm going to paste it again. That's it. I've pasted it again. All right. So Baliki said accounting ratios are quantitative tools used to analyze a company. All right. So that's fine. And that's actually correct. So whenever you are looking at ratios, you are looking at something that expresses relationship between two or more figures. And you see accounting ratio shows the relationship between accounting data, that is items in the financial statement, data in the financial statement, financial data. When you want to look at how it relates with each other, use what? Use accounting ratio. It is used for analysis and interpretation of what? Of financial statement. Don't forget, I told you guys when we started in our introductory class, we explained what accounting is. I said, you say accounting is the process of recording, analyzing, classifying, summarizing, all right, of all of those things and all of that. But you notice that at the end of the day, there is something which is interpretation and communication of what? Of financial information to the users of financial statement. And we said all of your other processes of recording, analyzing, and all of those things, they're actually useless without people understanding it. Don't forget, I told you guys that you can say accounting is the language of business. But just like English, Yoruba, or French, you know that not everybody understands that particular language. Not everybody understands a financial statement. Do you understand that? So accounting is that process. So interpretation is that process of you breaking it down into what? A form of easily understandable you are trying to make financial statements, you are trying to make it easily understandable, you are trying to interpret it. So just like if I'm speaking French, you guys will not understand. So I'll have to interpret French to English that I know that you understand, so that you will what? You'll be able to comprehend what I'm trying to say. Do you understand that? So that's the way it works. And the thing about accounting information, all right, is that you cannot just make decisions based on absolute values, that is just figures. So for example, somebody tells you that he makes a profit of 5,000 naira. He makes a profit of 1 million naira. And you are so happy, you are like, wow, you made a whole profit of 1 million naira. Now, a layman will see 1 million naira and say, this is a large profit. If an accountant sees it, he would not say anything yet. If you go and check what is the relationship of this profit to other items in the financial statement, what is the relationship of this profit to maybe the sales? At the end of the day, this profit might just be 1% profit, and then you are happy that the person made 1 million naira because 1 million naira is a big money. But when you look at it in terms of ratios, you are able to understand it. So ratios give you what? It gives you deeper insight into how a company is doing. So you use it to analyze the financial performance and financial position of a business. You don't just use what? Absolute values. Do you understand that? So we'll be talking about a number of ratios in this class, you know, and then, but we first want to look at the kind of relationship that exists between profit and sales. What kind of relationship exists between profit and sales? How do we relate the two of them together in order to make decisions? All right. Now, the first one is you must know. So this is the way it works. I woke up one morning, Balikis, you woke up one morning and you decide to start selling clothes. I think that's what I said you were selling the other time. Sure, I should not use clothes again today. Let's use it. You decided to start selling clothes. Now you bought one nice gown so that you could sell it. I'm trying to show you how you use ratios to make decisions. So you woke up, you bought the gown, and then the amount you bought it was 5,000 naira. Now don't forget, what you want to do is you want to do business and you want to trade. Trade means you want to buy and sell. So if after you bought this gown for 5,000 naira, the next thing that will be coming to your head is, how can I sell it? Abi now, okay, you want to sell it, but before you start thinking of how can I sell it, you first think of how much should I sell it. Do you understand that? So how do you know how much you should sell it? You have the 5,000 naira, which is your cost price. This is the amount that you bought it. Then you want to get your selling price. You want to get selling price. How do you make the decision about the amount of money that you would sell it? This is the way you would think. On this particular cloth, I want to make so amount of profit. Do you understand that? If you say I want to make this amount of profit, then you know that by the time you add it, so that will give you an insight into the amount that you have to sell it in order to make that profit. So if as you were starting business, so your mind was that you always make 2,000 naira profit on every cloth, it means that to make 2,000 naira profit on this cloth gown that you bought 5,000 naira, you must sell it for what? 7,000 naira. So that means you are adding your profit to your cost price in order to get your selling price. So you see it. Selling price is equal to what? Cost price plus profit. Relationship between profit and sales. Can you see that? Do you understand that? But this is not enough, because now we are using absolute values. We are just saying that I want to add 2,000 naira profit. Now, on the day that you buy a gown or another clothing item, that one is now worth 58,000 naira. Will you now see add 2,000 naira and you now sell it for 60,000 naira? That does not make sense. So you cannot be rigid. You cannot use an absolute figure to determine the amount of profit that you want to earn. Do you understand that? So that's why you have to express profit as a ratio. So we always express profit as a ratio or percentage. What does that mean? You are saying that so these are the two ways you will do it. What percentage of my cost do I want to make as profit? Look at it though. These are the questions. What percentage of my cost, that is the amount I bought the goods, do I want to make as profit? That's one question. Another question could be, what percentage of my selling price? Because you can think that, okay, I want my profit to be expressed in terms of my selling price. Do you understand that? But let's take it slowly. Now, we have something called markup and margin. Markup and margin. Now, your markup, When you ask that question, that what percentage of my cost do I want to make as profit, then that's when you are talking about what? Markup. So markup is profit expressed in terms of what? Of cost price. When you are determining a profit percentage, but you are using your cost price as the basis for determining it. So your cost, so it measures, it shows you the relationship between profit and cost. Your markup is therefore profit over cost price multiplied by 100. Which means that in this case, if you want to determine the markup here, we have profit to be 2,000 naira, then our cost is what? 5,000 naira multiplied by 100 over 1. What does that give you? 2 over 5. That gives you what? 40%. So you see that the way you will know that you do not make the same profit here and here is that here you made a 40% profit. But if you do 2% over cost, 2,000 over cost here, 58,000 naira cost. What do you have? You have 3.4%. So you actually made a profit of 3.4% here, whereas you made a profit of 40%. So you see how ratios make things make more sense. Because you can just think that I made a profit of 2,000 on the two product now, but accountants will not look at it that way. We will say, no, that's not what happened. You made a profit of 40% on the first one, then you made a profit of 3.4% on the next one. Do you understand that? Do we understand that clearly? So markup is profit expressed in terms of what? Of cost price. So it measures the kind of relationship that exists between your what? Between your cost and your what? And your between your profit rather and on your cost price. Do you understand that? So now let's take this. You are like, I bought this. So let's assume that you bought a gown. So Balkis bought a gown for 10,000 naira and marks it up by 20%. So the question is, how much will she sell it? Are we together? How much should she sell it? So let's look at it. Her cost equals to 10,000 naira. Selling price equals to cost plus profit. But we only have 20%, we don't know the profit. So we have to calculate it. Profit will now be equals to, since markup is a percentage of cost, so profit will be equals to 20 over 100 multiplied by our cost, 10,000 naira. That will give us how much? What's 20%? That should give us 2,000 naira. All right. So it means that your selling price will be what? Cost of 10,000 naira. How much will she sell it? She will sell it to make a profit of 20% on cost. She will sell it for 10,000 naira plus 2,000 naira. That's how much? 12,000 naira. Do we understand that? Do we understand that? Balikis, are you still with me? Kumi, are you guys there? Ewa is not around today. So that's that about markup. So now let's move on to the next one. We have margin. So just as the same way we said you can wake up and say you want to express your profit in terms of cost. You want your profit to be a percentage of cost. Some people can just think that no, me I cannot be making my profit in terms of cost o. I want my profit to be expressed in terms of selling price. That is, by the time I want to get my profit, I want to do it over selling price instead of over cost. Alright, so I'm saying that, so this is the way it works. So of course the formula is profit over, so markup is profit over cost price. This one is profit over what? Selling price. Alright, are we together? So this one is expressed in terms of what? In terms of selling price. So you say profit over selling price times 100 over 1. Alright, so what this one is saying is that Balikis can buy gown. Maybe she bought a gown for 5,000 naira. She will now say, at the end of the day, after I sell this cloth, I want to make a profit of 10% on the selling price. That is, I want my profit to be 10% of any amount that I sold it, that I sell it rather. So if I later sell the cloth for 50,000 naira, I don't want to know any amount that I will sell the cloth. It should shall be 10% of the selling price. My profits should shall be 10% of the selling price. That's what? That's margin. Do we understand that? So margin is what? You are trying to check the relationship between profit and selling price. You are trying to express your profit in terms of the selling price. So this is the way it will work. You have a selling price amount. So if you want to calculate profit with margin now, it means that you have, maybe you sold goods for selling price and the margin are for 50,000 naira, and margin is 10%. Then it means that you must have made a profit of 10 over 100 multiplied by what? 50%, which will be what? 5,000 naira. So the cost will be selling price minus profit. That's 50,000 naira minus 45,000 naira. What am I writing? Minus 5,000 naira, which will give us 45,000 naira. Do you understand that? So that's the way it works. So on this same thing, if I said we don't want margin of 10%, we want our margin to be 15%, then our profit will change to 15 over 100 multiplied by what? 50,000 naira. That will be equals to 7,500. Then it means that our cost price will be equals to 50,000 naira minus 7,500 naira. That means we must have bought these goods for 42,500. So yeah, do we understand that? So that's the way it works. Now let's look at it. There's now something that happens. And this is the way it works. So many times, for example, when we're talking about profit for selling price now, don't forget that it is cost. The amount that is easy to know, that is easiest to know, is your cost price, because you just go to the market and you buy goods. Any amount that you spend in buying that goods is your what? Is your cost price. So with that cost price, you can now decide your margin or your markup. So let's assume that Balikis went to the market and she bought goods worth 70,000 naira. So this is it o. And then she decides to sell these goods at 15% margin. This is your cost. You bought goods worth 70,000 naira, but you wish to sell it at 15% margin. Now think about it. How are we going to calculate our profit? It is impossible, because you cannot use margin to calculate profit on cost. Margin, you know that thing I used to do in English. Markup is to cost as margin is to sales. So you can never use margin to calculate profit, or if you have cost. You have to have margin and sales before you can calculate profit. Or you should have markup and cost before you can calculate profit. So what happened here is that this margin of 15% and this cost of 70,000 naira, they are not compatible. So we have to make them compatible. And how can we make them compatible? You mean for these things to be compatible, is either this one change to selling price or this one changes to markup. This one cannot automatically change to selling price unless we add profit, and we cannot get the profit unless we have margin. So what will happen is we can now convert this margin to markup. Do you understand that? So it is possible for us to convert markup to margin and also to convert margin back to markup. And that's what I want to show you guys how to do now. All right, so look at it. Markup to margin. So the rule is simple, although you don't need the rule, because the way I'm going to explain it, you will throw the rule away. You will not even remember the rule. The rule, I'm just writing it so that just in case, just write something down. But if you understand it the way I want to explain it now, it will be in your left hand for life and you will never forget it. Now, your markup, don't forget your markup is a percentage or a fraction. All right, and even a percentage is a fraction. If your markup equals to 20%, 20% is the same thing as what? 20 over 100. Do you understand that? So you have to make your markup a fraction. If it's a percentage, put it as fraction, represent it as fraction. So once it is a fraction, it is going to have both numerator and what? And denominator. Don't forget, equals to n over d. Your numerator is the what? When you have a fraction, your numerator is the one on top, your denominator is the one below. Is that fine? Numerator up, denominator down. Let me write this so that you see it very well. N over D. If you now want to convert this markup that is n over D, you want to convert it to margin, what do? You have to add the numerator to the denominator of the markup. Just forget about that English. This is what is going on. To convert markup to margin, if markup equals to n over D, this rule, what it is saying is that retain your n. Say, you say, therefore, your margin equals to retain your n over add the numerator to the denominator. What's the denominator? Write it here, D, plus this same n that was here, add it here again. And then you are going to have, anything you have is your margin. Do we understand that? So just add the number on top of the markup, add it to the one below, and retain the top number. That's what it means. Add the numerator to the denominator of the markup. So it means that if our markup equals to 20 over 100, all right, I'm going to give you guys a class work that I'm going to do here. It's even already on your Padlet, but I'm going to, maybe I will post it here again so that you do it. But okay, I will display it on Padlet, then you do it and drop the answer here. So if markup is 20 over 100, that's 20%, then margin equals to n over D plus n. What's our n here? 20. D is denominator, 100. So you say margin equals to 20 over 100 plus 20. Can you see that? Which means that your margin will be equals to 20 over 120. And then you have your markup. And then you have your margin. Do we understand that? So is as plain, clear, and simple as that. Nothing. Accounting is very, very simple. So can you see it? So just 20 over 120. Of course, you now want to bring it to the lowest amount. That will give you 1 over 6. Of course, even this one is 1 over 5. I intentionally use 20 over 100 because many times when they might have taught you guys this thing and they use 1 over 1 over 1 over, then you guys now you got the idea that just add 1 to the denominator. No, you are not adding 1. What you are adding is the numerator, the one on top. So if you have 2 over 5 as markup, margin is not 2 over 5 plus 1. It is 2 over 5 plus 2, which equals to 2 over 7. Do we understand that? So that's the way to convert it. Do we understand? Any question on that? No question. All right. So the next one you get coming makes sense. So the next one is, how do you convert margin back to markup? This thing is not hard. It's simple. Just look at it. We have markup here. Look at the markup that we converted to margin here. I'll paint it with red now. We converted this markup to margin. Now they are telling us that we should return this margin back to the way we met it. Say we don't want margin again. Say we want our margin to be converted back to markup. What do you do? Just reverse the thing that you did. In converting markup to margin, you added numerator. What will you do when you are trying to convert margin back to markup? deduct that numerator that you added to the denominator. So just deduct the numerator from the denominator of the margin. Is that simple? So it means that, okay, look at it o. Margin equals to 1/6. That's what we have here, abi? Therefore, markup will be equals to 1/6 denominator minus, remove the numerator, 1 equals to 1/5. Can you see that we have gotten back to our markup? Here, we converted margin to markup. Markup is 2/5, abi? So let's say margin equals to 2/7. Alright? This is alright. So just look at it. Our margin that we got here was 2/7. Now we want to reverse it. Markup will now be 2/7 minus 2. That will give us 2/5, which was the markup that we started with. So it's as simple as that. It's as what? It's as simple as that. So if you want to put it in that same n/d formula, you will just say that if margin equals to n/d, that is, margin has the numerator and the denominator because it's a fraction, then markup will be the opposite. That's n/d minus n. Simple as that, and you are good. Do we understand that? Alright. So we have an illustration to solve before we move on to other ratios. Now look at this illustration. Let's solve it real quick. Let's solve this real quick. And I'm going to give you guys something. No, before I do this illustration, let me give you guys a question to solve. It's on the Padlet. Yeah, go to your Padlet link. Although I've projected it to the screen so you can see it on the screen, but still go there and go and drop your answer as a response to that Padlet. So if you are there, are you guys there? So you see this question, I'm zooming in on it. Go there, click on the link and go to practice questions on markup and margin. You see that I sent it as a post because I want you guys to just solve this theory. I will drop more questions over the weekend. So number one is simple. It's something that you can do. Imagine. Number one, I've even solved it. So number one, convert markup of 2/5 to margin. Number two, convert margin of 3/7 to markup. Number three, if profit equals to 10,000 naira and cost equals to 70,000 naira, calculate the sales price and margin. So yeah, you have just 1 minute o. It's not hard at all. It's something you can do with your head sef. You have just a minute to do that. So just 1 minute to do that. Go and respond on the Padlet link. Click on the Padlet and drop your response as an answer. Just say number one. Okay, I think I've seen one response. Kunmi said number one, 1/3. No, you will tell me how you got it o. How did you get 1/3 from 2/5? Number two, 1/2. How did you get that? Balkis, I'm expecting your response too. Kunmi, how did you get 1/3? I've solved that first question o. Maybe I should put it back on the screen here so that you see it. If markup is 2/5, is the second question I solved here. Is the one I circled. So you can see it. Question 1, 2/6. How did you get that? You are converting markup to margin. So 2/6, I get that. Okay, you did 2/6, that now gave you 1/3. All right. So I will explain what you did wrong here now. Do you understand that? This is what you did wrong. I told you guys that what you are doing, you are not just doing, if you have markup of 2/5, your margin is not equals to 2/5 plus 1. It's not every time that you'll be adding 1. Do you understand that? What you're adding is not 1. What you're actually adding is the amount that is on top. So if you have 2/5, what you add to 5 is not 1. You will add what is on top, which is what? 2. If you have 3/4, it will be 3/4 plus 3. So now that you have 2/5, what do you have? 2/5 plus 2. So oya, do it the way I explained it now. This same question, this number one question, is the one I circled on the screen. You can see it here. You can see that I circled it on the screen. Balikis, are you there? So Kumi, do you understand how I explained it? I want you to redo it. Redo it based on my explanation. Look at the side that I circled in red here. So you see, if 2/5, if markup is 2/5, margin is 2/5 plus 2. It is what is on top that we added. That will give you 2/7. So that's actually the answer to question 1. So can you reevaluate your answer? Reevaluate what you did. Before our time runs out, your attendance code is on the screen. So please go and mark your attendance. So go to your run to your dashboard and mark your attendance and come back. I'm waiting for you guys. Once you are done, just type done so that we can continue. Just type done. Once you are done, type done. Pending the time that you guys will be back, let me solve the questions for you. So Kumi, this is the way to do it. Number one says convert markup of 2/5 to margin. This is the way you do it. Let me open a whiteboard. Number one, convert markup of 2/5 to margin. We said if markup equals to n/d, then margin will be equals to n/d plus n. So our n here, if markup is 2/5, n equals to 2, d equals to 5. So margin equals to n, which is 2, over d, which is 5, plus n, which is 2. That's 2/7. So do you understand that now? That's it. I've not seen anybody type done. No, you guys don't want to mark attendance. You want me to rule you out that you do not come for class today? So the second question says convert margin of 3/7 to markup. So question 2, convert margin of 3/7 to markup. So we say, I said if margin equals to n/d, then markup equals to n/d minus n. Do you understand? So here, your n is your numerator, that's 3. D is denominator, that's 7. So markup equals to n, which is 3, over d, which is 7, minus n, which is 3. That's 3/7 minus 3 is what? 4. Do we understand that? Hello guys, are you guys still there? Don't worry, I know time is up. I'm going to end the class now, but I want you guys to mark that attendance. Just type down. You want to send me away, type down and I'll go. All right. Listen. You can't mark your attendance. It's just go to your dashboard now. How they dey mark? It's not there. No, I'm trying to help you check something here. Maybe I can. Coming, I'm trying to help you check here. Don't worry about it then. Just leave it. At least I know that you were in my class. So just leave it. Now let me solve the third one so that so the third question is if your profit equals to 10,000, if profit equals to 10,000, cost equals to 70,000 naira. So this one is calculate sales price and margin. So your profit is 10,000, your cost is 70,000, calculate sales price and margin. Don't forget solution. Selling price equals to cost plus profit, which means that your sales price that they told you to calculate is cost of 70,000 naira plus your profit of 10,000 naira. That gives you how much? 80,000 naira. Do you understand that? Then margin equals to profit is a profit percentage on sales. So that will be profit over selling price times 100 over 1. So that will give us 10,000 naira. That's our profit, abi, over selling price that we just calculated, which is 80,000 times 100 over 1. So what does that give you? 10,000 over 80,000 times 100 over 1. That gives us 12.5%. So 12.5% or 1 over 8. So if you look at it, you can convert this 1 over 8 to markup. Convert. We are done with the question, original question. But I want to add this. If you want to convert this to markup, you now say 1 over 8 minus 1. That will give you 1 over 7. To confirm whether this is correct, come and do markup here. Markup is profit over cost, which equals to 10,000 over 70,000. That's 1 over 7. Do you guys understand this? Do we understand? Do we understand? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? I'm not going to even try to move to another ratio now. In our next lecture, we will continue and complete the ratios. Funmi, are you sure you understand? Yeah, let me ask you another question. I just so that we both confirm that you understand though. Do you understand? So let me give you a question. I want to write it on the screen. If markup equals to three over 10, what is margin? Number one. Number two, if margin equals to 3 over 13, what is markup? So Funmi, this question is for you. Yeah, let me. I want to test your understanding. I want to see whether you actually understand markup and margin. So convert markup of 3 over 10, convert it to margin. Convert margin of 3 over 13, convert it to markup. Let me see. Yeah. Number one, 3 over 13. Absolutely correct. I'm proud of you. I'm happy. Number two, if margin is 3 over 13, what is markup? Convert margin of 3 over 13 to markup. Three over 10. Clap for yourself. All right. So I'm satisfied that you actually understand markup and margin now. So it's actually that simple. Just add, when you are converting markup to margin, add the numerator to your denominator. When you are converting margin to markup, remove or deduct the numerator from your denominator, and you are good. All right. So it's actually that simple. Do we understand that? All right. So we still have some other ratios, but we are going to talk about that in the coming lectures. So thank you so much for listening, and of course I wish you success even as you prepare for your examinations. Now don't forget, I'm going to send more practice questions, so keep your eyes glued on your Padlet link today, during this weekend. I'm sharing it. This is the Padlet. Keep your eyes glued. All right, keep your eyes glued. Keep your eyes glued. So if you have any question, kindly do what? You know what to do. It's simple, just drop it on the Padlet link. So just click on that Padlet the same way you are adding. You can even just go to that plus button, upload your question. You know, it can be maybe you have an image or something, just drop it, then I will respond to you. So through that Padlet we can interact together. So let me know maybe that particular topic that you are struggling with, then we can work over it together. Are we together? Do you understand that? So thank you so much for listening, and do well to have a great weekend. I won't say you should enjoy your weekend, but no, you are supposed to be reading during your weekend. So enjoy your weekend around books. Let books surround you. All right. So thank you. It's good to have you guys here. See you in our next lecture. Bye. Any question before I go? Just yes or no. Any question before I go? Goodbye. All right. No question. All right. That's fine. Goodbye. Take care of yourself, Kumi. And Balikis, take care too. You guys will enjoy your weekend. Surround yourself with books. Bye.